So we're still playing catch up. I am trying to show people who are in jail and prison how I work every single day. Today is Saturday, and the reason is not to pat myself on the back that I work every single day, but I'm trying to live an authentic life and show people inside that I don't ask you to do anything that I don't do or that I didn't do while I was in prison that I'm not still doing right now. You will learn all of those tactics if you start pursuing a deliberate, self-directed path to prepare for success. Regardless of what decisions you've made in the past, you've always got to be working and thinking about what are you going to become. When I was still locked inside of that cell, I used to visualize coming back to society and building businesses around my journey. And that is the reason that I spent so much time working toward an education, working to develop communication skills. Yesterday's video, I showed you me leaving Southern California and driving up to Northern California with my wife, whom I married inside of a prison. And together, we're always working. We were doing that when we were in the visiting room together inside of prison. We were always focusing on how am I going to build a successful business? What can I do while I'm in here to begin accelerating the path? And I'm still doing that today. So today I'm going to move myself over the screen so I can kind of show with you the follow-up to yesterday's video. So this would have been February the 5th, which was a Saturday. Today's actually February the 6th. But I'm going to make this a little smaller so I can show you the actual, first of all, I'm going to start by showing you the studio. So I'm really grateful to the team up there in Silicon Valley that welcomed me. You can see this, there's my wife and I leaving. And these are a bunch of images that she took on my iPhone. This is the morning just before I went to film. It's outside on the balcony of our hotel room. And I made an impromptu video there, just letting the world know, hey, this is an exciting day for me. It's when I'm going to be starting to film. So I want to just kind of scroll through that because I think it's really cool what a studio looks like. And so you see in the back there, that is a green screen. So I would film in front of that green screen right there. You can see all of the amazing lighting that they had set up before getting there. I had a what do you call it? One of those masks on when I was there. But then I just made a really impromptu video. I'm wondering if I can play that video for you. So I'm going to be quiet and see if I can play that. I'm really enthusiastic to be here in Silicon Valley today. I've got my friend Andrew with Landini Media, who is really a big advocate of people who are in prison. He shoots for The Last Mile. I met him through Chris Redlitz and Tulio Cardozo many years ago when I first started building the Straight A Guide program. In fact, Andrew's creative artistry is really what helped us get that program into prisons across America. And today I am back here on a more commercial venture to build some television commercials and media assets that we're going to use to advertise our newest business, which is compliance mitigation. And he brought us up to this beautiful studio here. In fact, it's my first time shooting in such an awesome environment, and we're going to make quite a few videos here today. You can see over here how it kind of works. On this section here is going to be a teleprompter where I will be able to read from this script and really get the information that I want out into the marketplace. But none of that would have been possible had I not been really preparing myself while I was in prison. And that's something that you can be doing right now, regardless of where you are. If you're inside of a jail, if you're inside of a prison, the key is to be thinking about what's the best possible outcome for your life. If you begin thinking today of what you want to become, you will begin sowing seeds. You're going to learn how to put words into sentences, sentences into paragraphs, paragraphs into essays. And by doing all of that, you start to develop a skill set that you can later use to translate into the marketplace. And I'm really grateful that after 7.5 years of my release from society, I'm able to do this kind of work with people like Andrew and people like my partners who've provided me with the capital that I needed to pay for a studio like this. And it's really professional. And this is here, a green screen. So what's going to be super cool about this is I'll be able to film here, and they'll be able to cut the green screen out and put different images and so on behind me. All of that
would have never been possible had I not trained myself while going through 26 years in prison. So you may be going through a year, you may be going through 5 years, you may be going through 10 years in prison, and I know that may be difficult. But if you focus on how you want to emerge, if you focus on the best possible outcome, you can take steps today to open new opportunities that are going to help you regardless of what you pursue. So I want to thank you for being a part of the Prison Professors program and compliance mitigation. If you're looking at this is one of the ways that we strive to be the change that we want to see in the world. I want to express my appreciation to Landini Media, the entire team, but especially Andrew and Brooks, and the new friends that I'm making here in Silicon Valley that have been so gracious in allowing me to use their studio. I want to thank our partners, and most of all, I want to thank you, because you are the people that we want to teach and inspire every single day. My name is Michael Santos. Thanks for being a part of our community. Make sure that you work through those lessons in the daily journal, because that's what's going to make all the difference in your life, so that when you get through your prison term, you're going to be able to come back to society strong, with your dignity intact, and with opportunities to live a life of meaning and relevance and fulfillment. Thanks so much.
So that is actually one of the simple videos that I made. My wife recorded on an iPhone before we started doing the more professional shoots, which you'll see in here. So I'm kind of getting ready as they're doing all of the prep work before. They're working on the microphone so that I have good audio. They're working on the lighting to make sure the lighting's working. You'll see some areas where they come and gave me some blotter paper to wipe my face. You can see there's the once I got set up, they not only put the teleprompter there, but they also put this little camera there so that I could kind of measure myself. What would I look like while I was filming? So this was part of the process, and I shifted my wardrobe a little bit later in there. I did a lot of filming, several hours worth of filming. They're blotting my paper. They're asking me to block the sweat off of my brow as we work through the day. So I'm trying to go down here to the bottom so that you can see after I did all of these. And Carol was just, an amazing help to me. I'm recording all of this digital audio that I'll use to create something with. And there, see, now I did one shot or some shots without a jacket or tie on. And then other ones I put on this sweater. There's my wife helping me. They required her to wear the mask the entire time. But I was the only one that didn't have to have a mask on, because we're still filming this during the pandemic era. So just showing you how it worked. You can see there's the producer, Andrew Landini, sitting there, who's kind of directing and moving that script, that teleprompter. There's another audio guy that you can kind of see him there on the computer there. That's Brooks. And that's the way that this entire process really works, is you go into a studio, you do all the prep work in advance, and before the end of the day, you get an asset, a digital asset like this one. Now, you remember I told you that I was on a green screen. They were able to lift me out of that green screen. So this is like me
Did the time
actually
so you won't have to.
doing the commercial.
This is take 2 of 2A, fear. And pay attention to the punctuation. Your company has hundreds of satisfied customers every month, but it only takes one unsatisfied customer to launch a government investigation. And one investigation can lead to millions in legal fees. Worse, an investigation can bring charges for white-collar crimes.
So I go on and I give the message of our audio. I do the same thing in different outfits here. Like these are like 30-second shots.
Big government leads to more investigations, and we can help. Minimize exposure to legal problems. Visit compliancemitigation.com to get your free copy of Compliance 101 and learn steps.
And so I'll take all of these digital assets, and when they're done, there's going to be an editor that goes in there. And so this is all the work that goes. I see there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into this. Then notice here how they've been able to lift me out of the green, as I told you, put a different backdrop on there. We're going to continue working on it. And this is all the work that we're doing before we get into the final color corrections and everything else. So we'll put words on the screen, and it won't be long before you'll be seeing this on television. And I'm super enthusiastic about doing that. But again, the important message is none of that would have been possible if I didn't prepare myself while I was in prison. And that's the reason that I keep telling and harping on people, make sure that you're getting a copy of the Earning Freedom Daily Journal, that you're working every day, that you're building a pathway that'll put you in a position for success, not only when you go home, but also while you're in prison. There's a lot of people that aren't really thinking about things like that. In fact, my wife showed me this kind of picture today. Today is, this is only 11 hours ago, but today is Saturday, February the 6th. I'm actually making this video from yesterday because I was traveling yesterday. But you can see all these people in jail that are kind of doing some disruptive work and exposing themselves to more sentences and more time. And this really isn't the pathway to success. The pathway to success, if you want to get out and build a career and be successful, you've got to be using all of your critical thinking skills and all of your intelligence. And that's what this book is about. That's why I hope that you will stick with the Earning Freedom programs, the Straight A Guide programs, the Mastermind programs. I am Michael Santos. I would never ask you to do anything that I didn't do while I was in prison, but you can see that by doing all of that work, it put me on the position to meet the love of my life and get married while I was in jail, nurture a marriage, nurture a relationship, build businesses, make money, lose money, be happy every single day. That's what I want for you. And that will only happen if you really invest the time and the energy to develop yourself. No one's going to believe in you as much as I believe in you, but you've got to believe in yourself and you've got to do the work. Nobody can do the work for you. I am Michael Santos with Prison Professors. I do hope that you'll subscribe to the channel if you're watching this at home. But if you're inside of a jail or a prison, I do hope that you will find some inspiration in the books and the courses that we offer. Thanks.